Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Reiner, your host of the Independent Doctors of Pahrump, a TV show that airs Monday night on Channel 46. I want to remind you that I am a practicing physician in Pahrump, and I'm an independent practitioner, which means I am not bought by any insurance company or corporate medicine. We provide the highest level of care. We have nurse practitioners. We have other physicians, specialists who come to our office. Please come visit me. I'm at 1316 East Calvada here in the heart of Pahrump. Thank you. Oh, we're back from the break, and during the break we have Dave. Dave calling in. Dave.
Yeah, I make the story short. I went down to Las Vegas and had laser surgeries, and I'm leaking like a sieve now all night long. I don't sleep, and what I want to know is, I'm taking this Cherazolin. I've heard so much about kidneys and stuff. Will that Cherazolin mess my kidneys up?
No, I think I'd be more worried about the prostate messing your kidneys up by a backflow, back pressure. But Terazosin is a blood pressure medicine that was originally designed a long, long time ago. But because it blocks a certain receptor, it helps to open the bladder neck, and that's why they use it for both prostatic hypertrophy and I guess if you're maybe even some medications can be causing that. So, no, you would be better off emptying your bladder and helping you do that. If it's causing low blood pressure, you have to be very careful about getting up at night, be very careful about falls, those type of things. That's the danger of that medication. But there was a study a long time ago that said unopposed alpha blockers may be creating some congestive heart failure. I don't know where that one went, but if it's helping you urinate, it's a good drug.
Oh, I don't have any trouble urinating. In fact, I'm urinating too much. And I'm up all night long. I don't sleep at night. I wake up, I get up in the morning, and I sleep in the chair for a couple hours. That's all.
What do you mean you're up all night?
There's nothing I can do about it. I just thought maybe I heard them talking about medicine, vitamins and stuff, and I thought it might be messing me up.
Well, what do you mean you're up all night?
I'm up urinating all night long.
And how much do you go when you urinate?
Oh, quite a bit sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I go in there, and 5 minutes later I got to go in again.
Okay. So anyway, it's a very complex problem. Whether or not you have any obstruction, you could be retaining fluid during the day and then reabsorbing it at night in your lower extremities, and then all of a sudden, if you drink a lot before going to bed or in the evening, that's all going to filter through your system. Do you have a urologist? Have you seen anybody about this?
Oh yeah, they don't pay much attention.
Yeah, they just accept.
That's the guy that got a hold of me, and he ain't getting a hold of me again, I can assure you that.
Yeah.
That guy is, I won't mention no names, but I'll tell you what, that's the worst man as far as being a doctor I've ever run across.
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem, and it's certainly common, Dave, and if you're losing that much sleep, there's a lot of health problems involved with that. We have to get good sleep, as you know. So you probably want to talk to your primary care doctor, and there's some common, easy things that can be done to find the cause and probably mitigate that some.
He knows the cause, but it's like talking to a fence post.
Well, then it's time to look for another fence post.
Yes, I think so. I think you're right. I'm going to come in and see you guys pretty soon.
We'd love to see you.
Happy to do so.
I see your... I see your sign over there on Calvada, and I got what they call spinal stenosis too, and Jesus, I'm telling you, that hurts too.
God, that could be part of the
I'm
bladder
in bad
problem.
shape,
To the
doctor.
bladder.
Bad shape.
Yeah, and that spinal stenosis, like Craig was saying, could be part of your problem too, because of the reflex in the bladder loop causing, a lot of urge incontinence that you may be having.
Oh, well, I'm finding out something now.
Yeah. So
Well, I listen to your program every Monday, and you got the best program I've heard around this town.
Well, thank you.
And I'll tell you, I'll be honest. Some of the, especially in the condition I'm in, I don't get. I don't pay I pay attention to them, but it don't do any good. They don't pay attention to me. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, we're glad you called, and hopefully you'll give us a chance to try and help you out a little bit.
By God, you bet. I'll be down there. Just a matter of probably a couple of weeks.
Okay. Well, we'll be looking for you.
Well, I got to get a blood test and all that stuff first, and then after that, the heck with it. I'm going to be over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
Well,
Thanks, Dave.
whenever you get there, you get there. Thank you.
I will.
Have a good night. Yeah, and as far as Bill, your phone number is we didn't put that up on the phone, but we need to do that because your calls, your patients are now ringing into our office so that we can help you get in 2 places where he can be seen, and all those patients want to make sure by word of mouth, if you're out there and you happen to see Dr. Bill, please let him know he isn't moving. We were laughing about that in one of the breaks about the rumors that can fly. I've had to deal with the fact that I'm moving to Texas and all this other stuff. But I go down there quite a lot, but I'm not moving. So
Be patient with us as we make this transition,
Yep.
Pahrump, because we will get through it. We're doing it through the holidays, so, and there can be mix-ups and mistakes made, but be patient with us. We will get you in, and we will take care of you.
Yeah, we're going to be expanding those services and I think from that's going to grow some other things that we want to do, some services that lack in this town, and we don't want to tell you too much that we're trying to do that because we don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to be someone that goes back on a promise, but we see where some of the deficits are, and we're going to, with the manpower that we have now, we should be able to actually bring those forces to bear and make some positive changes for the community. And on the independent side of things, I mean, you have corporate medicine that does what corporate medicine does, but doctors who want to be independent are independent because they can be independent.
Yeah, you bet.
And we're independent thinkers, and we're also business people. We want to do something to help the public, but we also, unfortunately, have wages to pay and rent to pay and things of that nature. So, these things take time, and money doesn't just fall from the trees unless you're Hillary Clinton, and then it just grows from.
You couldn't get through a show without that, could you?
What can I say?
It falls from his lips. We should also put a plug in for all of our nurse practitioners.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Who will be doing an awful lot of primary care, women's health care, teaching, nursing perspective that we doctors just don't do. We don't know how to, and we really rely on them to do a great deal of the care. It was humbling that in the 1990s, studies, as you know, came out that showed that in primary care, nurse practitioners can do 90% of what a doctor can do in both chronic and acute care. They do it more cheaply. They do it with at least as much patient satisfaction. So we doctors came down a couple of pegs, but they're wonderful. They're experienced and local people who've lived here for years.
Yeah.
Dr. Bill, why don't you talk a little bit about the wellness stuff that you're interested in doing?
We'd like to do an awful lot of that, and the nurse practitioners will be helping with that as well, to talk with people about the kinds of things they can do to prevent diseases. It'll be dietary, it'll be talking about bowel health, sleep habits, emotional support, family connections, spiritual issues if people wish to bring those up.
Nutrition?
All of the above.
Yeah.
So there's an awful lot that's going to happen that's really very exciting.
Yeah, and sometimes you know, in a busy day, you want to take the time to do that, but you know, creating those outlets for people, group sessions and things of that nature, as you have more people come into the practice, it becomes more useful to have a dietitian and a diabetic educator, and there are actually drug companies actually do a lot of good things. They actually provide some of that stuff for you.
Yes,
That's perfect.
And I just got re-educated today on the new product Stiloto, which is a combination of some breathing. They actually will send a respiratory therapist out to the house.
Yes.
And it's actually been a very good impact on some of the patients. So, you know, it's not all bad, but it's like all those things else. I mean, it just takes time. It takes time to get it all together.
Creig, are you doing pulmonary health?
We are set up starting in January. We will be doing it.
The pulmonary rehab?
Yep. Pulmonary rehab, sleep studies, everything that goes along with it.
Yeah. And then some of those things, and then branching out from all those things, we wanted to try and get one of the things Medicare is looking at doing is doing more wellness stuff in general, weight control, things of that nature, and rewarding people for doing that. So Medicare's kind of figured out the piece of the puzzle where they start looking at outcome-based medicine rather than
It's cheaper to keep you well than it is to pay for it when you're sick.
It is, and that's what their focus is on some of this reporting. I can't say it's totally right, but you know, you talked about the colonoscopies, right? It's so much easier to pay for that $15 card than it is to pay for $150,000 colectomy.
You bet.
Correct. So and colon cancer, and really no one should die of colon cancer. It's just it is really just no one should die of it.
No, it's totally treatable early.
It's totally treatable early.
And totally untreatable late.
Yes, exactly.
So to
very good
walk
point.
away from that is just a crime to the individual.
Right. Cervical cancer should never happen. You know, breast cancer, yes, I would say 95% of it could be preventable.
And look at immunizations. You do a lot of that in your office, as I do.
Right. There are a lot of people that don't like immunizations.
Right.
There's a lot of theories out there. I cannot. I mean, I'm on both sides of that fence, but I do think that there are some very useful, you know, purposes behind immunizations. But that's a topic for a really debate, and there's some people get behind the autism thing, and that's something I don't know how to explain, and I don't even want to go there. But I do believe that just look at polio and some of the other diseases that, you know, smallpox and other things of that nature that have been eradicated because of an immunization program. So I just, you know, it's hard. I do like some conspiracy theories, but that's just one I have a hard time with.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that.
I do.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know where to go with that, but that being said, I'll leave it up to you, the viewer, to do your own education. So
that's the great thing about the internet, Doc. That's a great thing.
Good and bad, yep. Hey, we're out of time. I want to thank you, Dr. Bill, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And we're going to have you back again numerous times. And Creig, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving.
Good to have you home, brother.
And we'll see y'all next week. Thank you.
Have a good day, Pahrump.